And we have an alert day today. Wintry weather rolling through the 4 states. We'll have a look at road conditions, where the snow is, and what we can expect today coming up.
Plus, how the bird flu and raising cost of eggs is having an impact on one area farmer.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Oh, good morning. It's already been a morning. And welcome to the KOAF Morning News. I guess my mic was to the ground this morning.
I've had the problem of like not turning it on sometimes, but I don't think I've ever come out here with it not actually
I was messing
on.
With something else and it must have fallen off me and I didn't even realize. And I got up a little earlier to get here because the roads are a little slick.
They are.
Maybe that meant I didn't get enough sleep to put my mic on this morning.
That's a possibility. I mean, I went to bed early. I still feel like I didn't get enough sleep. But Elise is correct. There are some slick spots out there on the area roadways already. The snow's rolling through. We have an alert day today, and we're getting thunder snow and thunder sleet this morning, which is not what I was expecting, but is what's taking place. So let's start right in with everything we've got. We're going to start with looks outside. Downtown Pittsburgh is up first, and we've got, of course, cloudy skies. And look at this is just in the last few minutes. You can see the snow already sticking to the roads. So it's just getting started up there, and it's already starting to turn those roadways white across the area. So we're starting to see that snow come down. Our camera at 7th and Range Line in Joplin got a little bit of ice on there. You're going to have to scrape your car if you're heading out. There's a little bit of a glaze of ice, and that's where we're running into the issue with slick spots at this point, is with this glaze of ice that we've managed to get from some freezing drizzle, freezing fog overnight as well. MoDOT camera, 32nd and Range Line. Looking good so far. It's still wet, it's still slick, and that's the thing you've got to watch out for is that black ice. Same from MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line. You can see the roads are wet, which means they're going to freeze, which means it's going to be, again, slick out there. I-44 cameras from MoDOT around the metro area. Looking okay so far. It's a little difficult to see, but I do think that might be a little bit of snow starting to stick to the median here. This is the Main Street I-44 camera, so it's looking back. Main Street's looking back to the south, and this is I-44 up here. So, and again, bridges and overpasses are going to be the things that freeze first out there. KDOT camera south of Pittsburgh, looking good so far as well. And here we are. Look at the snow and look at this lightning south of Grove. Did a lightning count on it just a few moments ago. 23 lightning strikes. And these are lightning strikes. Again, this isn't cloud-to-cloud lightning. This is cloud-to-ground lightning. So we're getting thunder sleet and thunder snow. And we've had lightning strikes as far north as parts of Cherokee and Labette counties out there this morning. So you need to be certain that you're being safe about that. It may be snowing, but we still can get thunderstorm activity in the snow. So make sure you're being safe out there. Watch out for that lightning. Don't go hanging out under the trees or anything. So we'll have this continuing to push through a big shield of snow. The snow, though, moving off to the east-northeast at almost 70 miles an hour from storm track we did earlier this morning. We have reduced visibilities. We've got patchy fog across the entire region. So do slow down out there. You've got to watch out because you're not going to be able to see the black ice ahead of you. Winter storm warnings in pink. Winter weather advisories for everybody else out there through this evening at least, or through the afternoon. The accumulating snow should begin to taper off by about 2, 3 o'clock. And we'll be left with just a few flurries as we head through the rest of the evening out there, and temperatures dropping. Remember, our temps right now are about as warm as it's going to get as they'll start to drop into the afternoon. Speaking of those temperatures, we've got some 20s, we've got some 30s, and low 30s are ultimately where we're going to be, but we've also got wind chills already, teens and 20s, and those wind chills are going to continue to fall as our temperatures drop through the rest of the day as well. So highs again, low 30s, upper 20s, snow tapering off by the afternoon, should be down to just flurries, if not gone by this evening, and then it's bitterly cold after that. We're going to have another full look at your forecast here in just a couple of minutes and break down all of this alert day information for you and all the snow information for you in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, the Newton County Sheriff's has levied or seized property from the Rocky Ridge RV Park. Now, this comes as the city of Joplin is taking legal action against this site for allegedly connecting to the city sewer system without permission. In a temporary restraining order granted in August, the court ruled Rocky Ridge RV Park was dumping raw sewage into the city of Joplin sanitary sewer system without consent. The judge said the park was reaping a commercial benefit without providing compensation for services. According to court documents submitted to the Circuit Court of Newton County, the city disconnected the RV park sewer connection multiple times. According to those documents, when that sewer main was excavated, it was, quote, fully collapsed with raw sewage seeping into the ground and created, quote, a significant health hazard. KOAM reached out to the city of Joplin about this matter and has not yet received a statement. We also reached out to the RV park via their advertised phone number and have been unable to get through. Landowners and commissioners in Bourbon County, Kansas, step up their fight against solar projects. Now they're channeling a project agreement saying they harm the county's ability to regulate land use. The solar companies are asking the court to dismiss the case, arguing that the plaintiffs do not have standing and their claims are based on future possibilities. The projects were approved by a county commissioner vote of 2-1 back in October. Since then, the commissioners who supported the solar projects have been voted out and replaced by 2 new commissioners who are also plaintiffs in the lawsuit. So far, the only case settled is with Kingbird Solar. And according to court documents, they have agreed to dismiss the agreements with the county. We have the full petition on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. And egg prices in the 4 states have climbed to more than $5 a dozen. KOAM's Lonnie Walton spoke to a local egg farmer and a consumer to get their take on the rising cost.
I really slowed down on buying them.
Teddy Swims is a resident of Cherokee County. He says he can afford eggs, but when he wants them, he says he's scrambling for too much money.
The chickens aren't any bigger. The eggs are still the same size. They come from the same place, no feathers attached.
Although we don't know for sure if everyone in the 4 states feels the way Mr. Sims does, egg farmer Tiffany Wheeler says customers are coming to her like crazy.
Usually I put the eggs out about 8 o'clock in the morning and they're sold out by 11. They're definitely a big demand right now with the prices at the stores.
Wheeler says her love for chickens comes from her childhood.
My parents always raised us with chickens, goats, cows, rabbits. I've always been a country girl.
And of course I had to ask her, what about that deadly disease, bird flu?
No, that really doesn't bother me at all.
But what does bother her is other predators.
One of my fears is losing them to chicken hawks. Daily, we have major chicken hawks out here where we live.
Wheeler does what she can to keep prices low.
Local neighborhood Walmart, they're selling them for $5.46 a dozen. We sell them for $4 a dozen.
Sims says things will eventually get back in order. Just give it time. Reporting in Carl Junction, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
Now, Wheeler also sells duck and baby chickens. She says her chickens usually produce fewer eggs in the winter. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes, coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Galena boys basketball tries to remain undefeated. We'll have the details. Plus, the Princess of Wales visits a women's prison in England to highlight the bond between mothers and their babies. And we're, of course, tracking snow chances for today. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
Well, for the second time in as many days, Mount Vernon High School has a senior football player signing to play at the collegiate level. This Mountaineer standout will be keeping his talents in the 4 states. Mount Vernon High School senior Danny Fields signing his national letter of intent yesterday to continue his football career at Missouri Southern. Teba Bradley and the Lions are getting an offensive lineman who has received all-conference, all-district, and all-area honors. Fields said yesterday was a moment that's been about 10 years in the making.
It's been a goal of mine since I played in 3rd grade, and I'm here. I'm just excited to move to the next level and just show people from small towns can move up to play at big schools.
Last night, Missouri high school basketball. We've also had a COC West rivalry game as Webb City Cardinals play host to the Carthage Tigers. Webb City Lady Cardinals taking on the Carthage Lady Tigers. This game was nuts. First quarter, Lady Tigers, Jadena Brunert gets it. She drains the three-point shot. That gives Carthage a 12-point lead after the first. Second quarter now. Abby Sargent starts to take over. She finishes through contact. Cardinals tighten it to a 1-point game. Sargent finishes with 23 points. Final seconds of the second quarter. Lauren Choate gets the steal, and off the fast break, her layup is good at the buzzer. Gives the Tigers a 3-point lead at halftime. Third quarter, Ashlyn Brust nails in a three-pointer off the corner, and Tigers lead by 10, but the Cardinals are still not finished. Fourth quarter, Sargent floats it to Adeline Maxwell. She knocks it in, tied at 47. That's twice Webb City overcomes a double-digit deficit. Clock winding down in the fourth. Sargent finds Whitley Keith. Her three-pointer is money, and that's the dagger. Webb City makes the big comeback in the fourth to defeat Carthage 59-53. Now on to game two in the Cardinal Dome. Webb City boys taking on Carthage. This one just as exciting as the girls. First quarter, lots of lead changes. Landon Ray gives the Tigers a 1-point lead with a corner three. So we go to the second quarter now. Same story, back and forth. Dalton Riggs nails a corner three for the Cardinals. We're tied at 27 at halftime. In the third, Carthage looking to pull away. Dylan Pugh sinks the three-pointer. Tigers find themselves with a 9-point lead. Almost the end of the third, Cardinals get back into it with another three. This time from Slade Hurd. That cuts the Tigers' lead to 3. Fourth quarter, here's the highlight of the night. Trey Turner steals it, slams it home with 2 hands, and he enjoys the view from up on the rim, and that changes momentum for the Cardinals. 7 ties, 16 lead changes. Webb City goes on a fourth quarter run to steal the win from Carthage, 64-58. Cardinals sweep the Tigers in their super night. Over in Kansas, Galena Boys High School basketball was at home last night, and the Bulldogs have had a dream season thus far. Entering last night, they're in first place in the CNC with a 15-0 record. Galena Boys basketball undefeated at home last night against Frontenac. The team that came the closest to beating the Bulldogs lost by 2 a couple of weeks ago. But the Raiders come out of the gates red hot. Vinny Collier knocks down the open three. Frontenac builds up a 16-point first half lead. But the Bulldogs come roaring back. Early fourth quarter, Lincoln Kimberling attacks the basket, gets fouled, and the shot drops. That ties it at 34. 90 seconds left now. Frontenac up by 2. It's Kimberling again. This time from 3, and he puts Galena on top by 1. One more chance for Frontenac. Less than 20 seconds to play. Collier crosses over his defender, goes up strong, and gives the Raiders a 1-point lead. One final chance for Galena now. 4 seconds left, down by 1. The inbounds pass goes to Quentin Cox. His shot is good at the buzzer. Galena remains undefeated. Bulldogs take down Frontenac 49-48 at the Horn. Well, still to come, some Blue Cross Blue Shield customers are set to see a payout from a class action lawsuit. Plus, another check of the snow. Look at that shot in downtown Pittsburgh. Didn't look like that a few minutes ago. Latest when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. Moments ago, I'm feeling like Jim Cantore at this point. Saw lightning right here on the downtown Pittsburgh camera. Heard the thunder. We are getting thunder, snow. So I do want to emphasize first off, this is lightning that is actually being picked up by the Skywatch Storm Tracker, which means it is cloud to ground lightning. These are actual lightning strikes. So you do need to take that seriously. You need to be safe. You need to be wise and responsible when you're outside, especially if you have to clear your car. Look at that. This is downtown Pittsburgh. When we started this show, you could see the roads. That was 19 minutes ago. You cannot now, as the snow continues to come down. Now with thunder snow, it's just like a thunderstorm, except with snow, which means we could get some fairly heavy bouts of snow. Now we're going to go Missouri side. MoDOT cameras, we're looking okay. The snow is just starting to come down. So it looks like we're getting a little bit on the grassy surfaces and on Main Street here. And then this is the MoDOT camera I-44 and mile marker 4. So just 2 miles to the west of this one. You can see a little bit on the highway here, but then you get a little further east so far. So this is at Range Line, and this is down by I-49 if you're going to go down south to Neosho, Fort Smith. Not yet. No snow there yet. Then we go back, and we'll go back to Kansas in a moment, and we'll show you what it looks like there. MoDOT camera 20th and Range Line. Roads are wet. They are slick, and the snow just starting in Joplin, so nothing really on the roadways as of yet. MoDOT camera, 32nd in range line. Looks good so far as well. Like I said, we go back to Kansas. This is 69 at Kansas Crossing. Same situation. Roads are getting covered quickly. All right, and I know they've been out pre-treating. I saw them myself this morning pre-treating, but take a look at this. This is the KDOT camera, 69, just south of Pittsburgh, over by Pittsburgh Ford. Snow covering the roadway already. That's how fast this stuff's coming down. That's how much you've got to slow down. Look at Kansas, the state of Kansas. Nearly every road is listed as covered out across the western half, and that is quickly becoming the case in our area as well. A number of the highways already listed as covered, or at least partially covered, and still coming down as this snow continues to push off to the east. On the Missouri side, up north, it's been snowing, but down here locally, we're just starting to see some covered. So this is 43 coming out of Joplin up toward Minden Mines and to the west side of Nevada. Okay, that's listed as covered. Parts of 54, we're getting partly covered on I-49 and parts of 160. And we're still clear outside of that for the time being, but you saw how quickly it's covering out there in Pittsburgh. We also have dense fog, and some of this is just the heavy snow, leading to significantly reduced visibilities. So you need to slow down, give yourself time to get where you're going out there, because as you can see, you won't be able to see very well. Skywatch Storm Tracker, there's that one lightning strike that I was just talking about that we heard here at the station and saw on the Pittsburgh camera. Snow encompassing all of southeast Kansas at this point, and it stretches down into northeastern Oklahoma. We've had plenty. This is where we saw initially those 23 lightning strikes within a 20-minute window across parts of northern Delaware County. We've got more thunder snow and thunder sleet down to the south and west. And on the Missouri side, again, just starting to cross over here onto the Missouri side. So we're going to continue to deal with this snow throughout the day as it continues to roll through. Now it's moving quickly, so it'll be done pretty quick. Don't forget, winter storm warnings up north, winter weather advisories at this point for everybody else through at least this afternoon into the evening. Once we get to noon, the bulk of the accumulating snow is going to start winding down, and we'll just have a few flurries as we head into the afternoon hours after that. And a quick look at those snow totals, at least those potentials. We've got the greater amounts in the northern parts of our area, hence those winter storm warnings, 3 to 6 inches, 1 to 3 inches of snow and maybe some sleet and snow mix out there, and then a little less than that as you get much further south across the area. Now again, our highs, we're going to reach them early, low 30s, temperatures dropping through the day, breezy, northwest winds gusting to 25, down to 12 tonight, very cold Thursday, a little warmer Friday into Saturday, maybe even some snow late Saturday night, and then we'll watch what happens at the beginning of next week, but another round of wintry weather is possible. That's Check Your Forecast. We'll be back with more right after this.
Well, topping Health Watch this morning, some Blue Cross Blue Shield customers will soon see a payout from a class action lawsuit. The health insurance giant has agreed to pay $2.67 billion to those impacted when the company allegedly broke antitrust laws. Now, in a lawsuit filed in 2013, Blue Cross Blue Shield was accused of limiting market competition, which caused higher premiums and fewer options for policyholders. While the suit has been settled, Blue Cross Blue Shield has denied wrongdoing. And a new study suggests a link between longer commutes and unhealthy eating habits. Researchers at the University of Illinois analyzed highway traffic and cell phone GPS data in Los Angeles County from 2017 to 2019. The study found that on days with higher traffic delays, people were more likely to stop at fast food restaurants. Researchers say 31 seconds per mile added to a commute on average led to a 1% increase in fast food visits, and they say that translates to 1.2 million more trips to fast food restaurants yearly in Los Angeles County. Researchers say the study's findings were more noticeable during afternoon rush hours. The study was published in the Journal of Urban Economics. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. And
we do have that alert day today. We've got the snow across the area falling pretty quickly, and we're even seeing thunder snow and thunder sleet out there. We'll have another full look at your forecast when we come back.
Right now at 5:30, Freeman Health System reveals the theme for this year's 5K and Walk for Autism.
And we do have an alert day today. Because of this, you can see the difference from Kansas to Missouri on the snowfall so far. We'll have a look at your road conditions and the snow as it stands coming up.
Plus, hundreds of athletes head to Pitt State for a Special Olympics basketball and cheer competition.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's just coming up on 5:30. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is now it's Wednesday and it's the 12th of February and
Yes.
it is snowing.
Yes, certainly.
Number of schools and other places closed, canceled today. We got the list on our website. Make sure you check it out. And for good reason in some cases, because it's getting slick.
It really is.
Even on the drive up here before the snow started in this portion of the 4 states.
I started to slip and slide
there
a
was
little bit.
some patchy black ice out there.
Yes,
and
there
so
was.
that allows the snow to stick more easily
Yes.
because it's got something to stick to. And it's doing that quite nicely, honestly. Let's look outside. Downtown Pittsburgh, we are watching this shot continue to deteriorate in terms of road conditions out there. Take a look. The snow really coming down, and on top of that, we are continuing to see thunder snow and thunder sleet across the area. So I do want to emphasize very quickly, first off, if you don't need to go outside or be out driving today, don't, okay? We may not get to more than 2 or 3 inches in some locations, but it's going to be enough. It's going to be slick. It's going to be hazardous. So don't go out if you don't have to. Number 2, we're getting thunderstorms with this, which to my recollection, the last time we had thunder snow was in 2011 around this same time. The Valentine's Day snowstorm in 2011, where we got about 18 inches of snow. We're not getting 18 inches of snow this time. I want to emphasize that, but it's been a while. And that is still dangerous because we are getting, on the Skywatch Storm Tracker, cloud-to-ground lightning strikes. So you need to treat this just as if it was a normal thunderstorm. If you're out having to clean your car, shovel the driveway, you need to be careful, okay? The lightning is still dangerous. Our camera, 7th and range line. As you can see, the snow really starting to come down now on the east side of the city. Still not fully covering the roads, but it is not taking much for it to stick to the roads out there. And even though road crews have been out pre-treating, we're in a situation where it's going to be easy for this stuff to stick pretty easily. MoDOT camera, 32nd in range line. We look okay on the roadways so far, but if you look, you can see we're starting to get some of that snow building up, especially on the lines, where people aren't driving at this point. And same for the MoDOT camera at 20th in range line. You can see the snow in the traffic lights. You can see it on the median. You can see it on the sidewalks and in that right turn lane. So you've really got to be careful out there this morning. MoDOT cameras around the metro on I-44. Snow starting to accumulate a bit on I-44, really here at mile marker 4. So this is down 43 south. And then we've got, looking okay, starting to get the snow on the shoulders now. This is at range line, I-44 at range line. There it is. At least you missed it. You saw that. That is incredible. I'm really nerding out. I apologize. But that's something else. But in all honesty, seriously, you got to take the lightning serious. It's still dangerous, okay? It's still deadly. It doesn't matter that it's snowing. It can still strike you. So be careful out there. Then here's the KDOT camera at 69 East 520th Avenue. Take a look at Highway 69 covered. And I know the crews have been out pre-treating. I know they have. I've seen them. And we're still dealing with that. So there's the lightning strike we just saw in southern Cherokee County. We've got the snow rolling through the area. It is moving quickly, though. This won't last all day, but as it comes through, it's going to come down. It's going to come down heavy at times, which is leading to reduced visibilities. You can tell where that heavier snow is right now off to the west. So this isn't necessarily even just fog. This is the heavy snow, significantly reducing visibility. So again, another good reason, don't go out unless you have to. Winter storm warnings up north, winter weather advisories, everybody else to the south, and they run through at the latest 9 o'clock this evening, but they'll begin to end from west to east as the snow begins to come to an end from west to east. So accumulating snow through at least noon, and then the bulk of that's done, and we'll be just left with some flurries and eventually very cold temperatures tonight, back into the teens, and some clearing skies. All right, right now we're sitting into the 20s and low 30s. Most of us, this is where our highs are going to be. Wind chills already in the teens and 20s, and they'll continue to drop through the day as the temperatures drop later today as well. So low 30s out there, snow tapering off this afternoon. We'll have another full look at your forecast, take a look at road conditions, and see how things are going here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, we'll see you soon, Chris. Well, the theme is revealed for this year's Freeman 5K and Walk for Autism, and it's Under the Sea. Freeman Health System hosts the event to help raise funds for supporting program development and scholarships. Help at the Bill and Virginia Leffen Center for Autism. 2.2% of the United States population is on the autism spectrum.
Definitely vital. We know the prevalence of autism is now 1 in 36. So, and it's higher in boys. So we have a lot of kids that need to be served. And they definitely need program supplies, things that we can individualize their treatment. So this 5K helps out and buy those things that insurance doesn't cover.
The event is scheduled for Saturday, April 26th, starting in front of the Leffen Center in Joplin. Well, the Joplin Chamber of Commerce worked with the Joplin nonprofit Bright Futures to pack some weekend snack packs for students in need. Now together they packed a total of 513 bags of snacks. The snack packs are for the weekends when students don't have access to school lunch and breakfast. Their goal is to make sure that food insecure students don't go without a nutritious meal on the weekend.
No kid can be expected to learn, to focus, to grow if they're hungry. If they don't have enough food over the weekend and they come to school on Monday and they're hungry and they're tired, we can't expect them to be successful, and we want them to be.
Bright Futures is always looking for volunteers and donations to continue helping others. Well, hundreds of athletes, coaches, and volunteers took to the hardwood yesterday and again later today at Pittsburgh State University. Special Olympics Kansas is holding its basketball and cheer competition. Yesterday was the adult competitions and today will be youth athletes. Organizers say the athletes are having a blast.
People are here to have fun, have a good time, have a great time with everybody. You know, sometimes people need fun.
The event celebrates athletic skill, teamwork, and the unbreakable spirit for the athletes. Well, gearheads and community members took in a groundbreaking yesterday for a series of gas station themed cabins. The Petrol Motor Court will be located on Main Street between 3rd and 4th in Galena, right on historic Route 66. The cabins will be molded after vintage gas stations all the way down to the colors.
A funny one that we picked is a Union 76. Not that that station is funny, but in 1976, we took a family trip from California to Pennsylvania. Everything was bicentennial, and in my 5-year-old brain, I knew that Union 76 stations would be called Union 77 stations the next year. So that's why we picked that one.
Now, once finished, Petrol Motor Court will feature 10 cabins. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. An American is freed from Russia and meets with President Trump after returning home. Plus, Israel and Hamas' ceasefire deal may be in jeopardy. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. And topping World Watch, the Princess of Wales visits a mother and baby unit at a women's prison in northwest England. Princess Kate joined several inmates and ex-offenders at a Cheshire facility Tuesday in a unit run by the charity Action for Children. Now, she also met with staff members to discuss the program, and Kate highlighted the critical role that a stable, nurturing relationship between mothers and their babies play in fostering children's development. The princess is a royal patron of the UK-based charity aimed at supporting vulnerable children and their families. Well, an American prisoner in Russia returns home and meets with President Donald Trump. Mark Fogel, a teacher who the U.S. says was wrongfully detained in Russia, was greeted by President Trump at the White House on Tuesday after being released in an exchange. Fogel was serving a 14-year sentence after being arrested for traveling with medically prescribed marijuana back in 2021. Fogel thanked President Trump and his team for bringing him home. President Trump says the terms of the exchange were very fair, but did not provide further details. The president also says another prisoner is set to be released today. A ceasefire between Israel and Hamas is in jeopardy. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu ordered additional troops to report to the Gaza Strip as Hamas threatens to call off a scheduled hostage release. Greg Palkett looks at whether the peace deal can be saved.
A tense Mideast region tonight as a ceasefire and hostage deal between Israel and Hamas hangs in the balance. The last hostage release fresh in minds. Gaunt figures who were held captive under terrible conditions. Hamas threatening not to release the next group of captives, claiming Israel is reneging on the deal. After more than a 4-hour meeting of his security cabinet, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu said he welcomed President Trump's tough demand for the release of hostages Saturday or else, saying more troops are being deployed around Gaza, but being careful not to say how many hostages needed to be freed this coming weekend.
If Hamas does not return our hostages by Saturday noon, the ceasefire will end and the IDF will resume combat until Hamas is decisively defeated.
Underscoring the danger the captives are in, word from the IDF that 86-year-old Shlomo Mansour, thought taken from a kibbutz on October 7, 2023, is in fact dead. Others did survive, though, including 24-year-old Romi Gonen. She was released last week, but suffered from a dangerous arm injury and months of malnutrition. Her sister Yarden told us she is coming back, but doesn't think there is a minute to waste to save those still being held by Hamas.
I wish that everyone would be released together one day. We don't need to stress it more.
And just to continue the high-stakes finger-pointing, Hamas saying in a statement tonight it remains committed to the ceasefire deal and it holds Israel responsible for any, quote, complications or delays.
And that's a look at some of your biggest headlines from around the world. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. 5:45 on this alert day, Wednesday, and here's why. Take a look at the camera downtown Pittsburgh. Roads are continuing to deteriorate across the area. In fact, emergency managers in Mayes County reporting slick roadways and several cars off in ditches, and conditions are continuing to deteriorate. MoDOT cameras on I-44 around the region. So this is at Main Street. Main Street itself starting to get covered here. I-44 in this section, you can see some snow starting to stick, not that bad. Where it's not so great is this bridge, which again, we talk about bridges and overpasses. Now this is Coyote as it turns into Missouri 43. I think this is actually now looking north. So yeah, this is looking north on Coyote. So here's I-44. This would be up toward 30, eventually toward 32nd Street, Schiffer-Decker. It's Love's on the, there it was again. Thunder snow, guys, and so that's the other thing I want to mention too, is with the thunder snow potential, we are getting thunderstorms with the snow, which means we could get heavy bouts of snow leading to quick accumulations, reduced visibility, and on top of that, if you do have to be out, which hopefully you don't because there's a number of closings that we have on our website right now, if you don't have to be out, then then you got to be careful because the lightning is just as dangerous, just as deadly, because the lightning that we're detecting out here, as I've told you with severe weather and with thunderstorms, the Skywatch Storm Tracker only detects cloud to ground lightning, not cloud to cloud. And the lightning strikes we just saw here, all showing up on the Skywatch Storm Tracker. So that means they are cloud to ground. So you've got to play it safe if you have to be out. Our camera, 7th and range line. You can see what we're talking about with these reduced visibilities. It doesn't look significant from here, but it is. And the snow is continuing to stick, even on roads that the road crews have been working on. They've been out all morning. We've watched them before this all started out here, and it's still sticking anyway, because again, with that thunder snow, it's really coming down at times. MoDOT camera at 20th and range line. Take a look at how this has changed. We could see the road clearly the last time I saw you all, and now it's getting to be where it's starting to be covered. MoDOT camera 32nd in range line, same thing. Now these right turn lanes and the left turn lanes are going to be the ones that get covered first because they're not as heavily traveled. And so you've really got to slow down out there and be prepared to stop. Give yourself plenty of distance to stop. And again, if you don't have to be out today, don't. And here's why. KDOT camera at 69 in Kansas Crossing. This is, you can see it's completely covered. And we've got the same from the KDOT camera 69 East 520th Avenue. The highway is completely covered here as well. You've got to slow down and give yourself time to get where you're going. And again, if you don't have to be out, don't. Majority of the state of Kansas reporting covered roadways, and that's continuing to spread now into our area as the snow continues to lift through. We have some partially covered roadways still reported in Bourbon County, but that's really about it. Just about everybody else, these roadways are listed as covered, and it's beginning to translate into the Missouri side. Now, up north, it's been snowing for a little while longer, but as we get a little further south, we're starting to see a few more of these partly covered roadways, now including I-44 through Jasper County. So you've got to slow down again. Be careful out there, because this snow is going to stick around for a little bit. Additionally, the very heavy snow leading to patchy fog and leading to just in general reduced visibilities where the snow is coming down heavier. And so we've got that, the western half of our area. Look at Chanute, Iola, for example, down to 0.3 of a mile. So I can't give you many more reasons than what we've already run through this morning on why you should not be out in this business. Let's take a look at the snow. Here's a lightning strike south of the station now into Cherokee County. We've got heavy snow. We do have some areas where there's probably some flurries, some light snow. It's not showing up on the radar out there, but we have those little openings down into northeastern Oklahoma. It is snow now. It is all snow. That's why these winter weather advisories were extended across the area as well. Onto the Missouri side, 1, 2, 3 lightning strikes in Jasper County, and these are fairly fresh too, and we know that because they're still white. They turn a dark gray color after they get old. And take a look at the lightning strikes with all of this activity as it continues to lift off to the north and east. So it's going to stick with us through at least the noon hour. And then we'll start to see it turning gradually into flurries out there by later this evening, and our temperatures will drop, and then we'll start to see some clearing later tonight into tomorrow. And take a look at our lows. It's going to be bitterly cold tonight. So highs today, early highs, low 30s, eventually falling through the day. Wind chills, single digits out there. Teens tonight, cold again on Thursday, little warmer Friday and Saturday with some rain, maybe some snow late Saturday evening, and then more snow showers likely as we head into the next work week. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
With egg prices surging, they're becoming a trendy target for thieves. One restaurant caught some of those crooks on camera. Patrick Cornell shows us in today's Take a Look at This.
Police in Seattle are hoping to crack the case of this brazen breakfast food heist. Surveillance video reportedly shows 2 men taking 540 eggs, bacon, beef, and blueberries from a cafe's refrigerated shed. In total, $780 worth of items were taken during the early morning break-in. Authorities say the thieves loaded their ill-gotten goods from the Luna Park Cafe into a van before getting away, leaving the business scrambling to keep up with customer demand, no short order amid rises in prices.
We couldn't order any eggs, so we had to drive around all the markets to get the egg. But if you go to Costco or some grocery store, it's hard to get them, so it was very difficult.
Switching gears from Seattle to the sea, researchers say these are the first images of an adult black sea devil anglerfish seen alive near the surface, shockingly similar to this fearsome face in Finding Nemo. Biologists from Ingiochondric Tenerife were on a shark research expedition when they spotted this deep-sea fish, an unusual find because the anglerfish tends to live thousands of meters below the surface. And in way far away Argentina, everyone is wondering, why the heck is this river red? The crimson-colored water may be the result of organic dye, according to local officials. They believe a textile chemical disposed of by a business in the area may be to blame. Samples taken from the stream should help experts determine exactly who polluted the waterway and what impact it may have on those people living nearby. For Take a Look at This, I'm Patrick Cornell.
Stick around, we'll be right back. Well, Crayola makes history with some colorful nostalgia. The iconic crayon brand is bringing back 8 colors that it previously retired. Colors returning to Crayola boxes include Dandelion, Blizzard Blue, Magic Mint, Mulberry Orange Red, Violet Blue, Lemon Yellow, and Raw Umber. Now, some of those colors haven't been on the shelves in nearly 35 years. The returning colors will be available throughout 2025 in a limited edition. This is the first time Crayola is bringing back retired colors, 8 retired colors in its history. Well, it's just not something you see every day. A T-Rex dinosaur paddling on a waterway in Martin County, Florida. The Martin County Sheriff's Unit says they had to do a double take as they captured video of a man in an inflatable T-Rex costume leisurely paddling to a dock and enjoying the sun before he shed his prehistoric disguise.
Looked like he had a little hard time getting out of the water in that giant T-Rex costume. That was impressive. Almost as impressive as this. We are continuing to get thunder snow across the area. We've had 8 lightning strikes here recently between Cherokee, Jasper, and Newton counties. You can see roadways are becoming very quickly covered. We have closings scrolling at the bottom of the screen. They're also on our website. Many things are closed today, so if you don't need to be out in this, don't, okay? Snow continuing, some thunder snow possible, which means we're getting heavy snow leading to reduced visibilities. holding out in the low 30s through the morning. Early highs today, low 30s, and then temperatures begin to drop as we head through the afternoon. Northwest winds gusting to 25, keeping our wind chills into the teens. The snow will come to a close, maybe a flurry or two through the evening. Mostly cloudy skies tonight, down into the teens, and as gusty winds continue, that means wind chills will be back into the single digits, maybe even single digits below zero. Very cold tomorrow and a little warmer Friday and Saturday. We'll be back right after this.